All right, let's talk about this first. The 11th anniversary. How do I put this? I enjoyed the 11th anniversary. Let's just put it like that. I enjoyed the 11th anniversary. However, there are a lot of caveats that made me almost want to say this is probably the worst anniversary, even though it technically is. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't great. A couple of pointers out there, right? Let's go back to when we actually started, which was, should I say, I don't know how far we have to go back actually. Do we go further back? Yeah, we go further back. More back. One more? Okay, sure. Why not? We can start from here. The 11th anniversary. I feel like the 11th anniversary wasn't really at its peak. Really. I don't have a lot of the information that, we had for the past anniversaries. I feel like I should have done that, but let's put it here. The distribution of content wasn't great, to say the least. The units were great. Daima, Goku, and Daima Vegeta. Let's pull those characters up. I should have those characters up, actually. These guys, and then I need to pull up. Was it Daima? They did introduce the Daima category. The part one anniversary units were great. You got a pretty good chunk in here. We got what should we call it? Where is he? The Tamagami's really good. You got Majin Ku, you got Majin Du, and then we have the Daima LRs, which I personally believe they are still the top, which they should be. They're currently the top one, couple of the top 10 units in the game right now. Considering they're both LRs, Goku being the Dokkan Fest and Vegeta being the Carnival. I never managed to pull the Goku, as you guys have seen from the very beginning of the anniversary. I lost over 1,000 stones from this asshole's banner. Very shocked. I'm very shocked. I've never been able to pull this guy. Yeah, I had to wait for him till probably November to even get this guy again. And some other unit will probably be even better. Be even better. Sorry, than this Goku. And come on, we're talking later on post GDC 2026. This guy will probably either be outclassed or not. I don't know. But right now, both of them are really good. Majin Du and Majin Ku are both really good. Uh, and that's pretty much it. One of the things I didn't like about the releases, of course, is their banners. The banners were good. It's just one thing that I did not like was this guy not being in in the 11th anniversary banners. I don't know why they didn't do it. I was very confused. I could understand why, because they thought it was too soon to bring him back, but at the same time, they brought him back during the countdown banner. The countdown banner out of all things. And they did not even consider putting this guy on. They didn't even put freaking fucking Goma on the banner, okay? They're both powerful units, and yet they didn't put them on there. That could have brought so many players back. That could have helped players build their Daima team, actually. But nope. They're like, some of the players already have them. We're just gonna let them build it off from there. Sure, they've released 4 free to play Daima units. But let's be for real, the category is still pretty small. So to make up for it, they gave them pretty high stats. Whatchamacallit, 28,000 HP. Let's go to a free to play unit actually. This would make more sense. Then we can go to you actually. What do we call it? 18,000 for a free to play unit. That's huge. So to make up for that, they have to give him high stats because of how small the damn category is. I'm not mad that they're doing it. Oh my god, I can't even. Sorry, I have a little speaker right on top of my monitor, so I can't really see where that is, but sure. Yeah. Let's give the Daima category something so minimal, you can't even play it. That's the thing. Now we go to the other content in here, right? Of course, countdown celebration is your typical. It's your typical countdown celebration. God, I cannot talk today. Nothing more than that. What else do we have? This. I have not seen anyone win. Maybe I've seen maybe like one or two people, but I have not seen anyone win or tweet it out. Probably because there's over hundreds of millions of players playing the goddamn game and I just don't know who got the gift. But this was the one where they gave out, I think, 111 stones and Kais and orbs? Skill orbs? No, Link skill orbs. Uh, haven't heard anything about that. What else do we have in here? Oh, this event. Not many players like the event. Or, sorry, not many players like the revamp. And the reason is because of, what you will call it. They didn't... How do I word this? They took out a lot of orbs, skill orbs in here, mainly EX skill orbs from the actual stage itself, and just moved it towards the Baba shop, I believe. I think that's what they did. I don't like that they did that. I understand that, hey, they gave out these equips and that's fine, but I personally wish that they were EX skill orbs instead. I personally think that would have been the case. Or just have EX skill orb versions of them too, so that players can try to grind for both. That's the only thing I'll say. But not really a big fan. Not really a big fan of this. Have I tried grinding this a lot more? No. Because the drop rates for really good skill orbs are minimal. And I still have a lot of stuff to do, actually. Let's put it that way. What else do we have in here? Oh, yeah, Special Battle Part 1 and Part 2 variants. I'll talk about both of them. Part 1, it's doable. The only issue I personally have is that it's very long. But the good thing is that it's out forever. So I'll have plenty of time to actually complete this. Complete both stages. Because I've already completed stage 1. Stage 2, I don't know why. Goku just hits like a fucking freight train. So maybe I'll wait until there's better units out there. There are better units out there, actually. It's just that I can't make better teams with them because I don't have some of the units that I would want to use with it. I don't know. I have to see what teams I can use to make it better. I do have the Part 2 LR, so I could probably try it out in the second stage of this event. Dokkan chance. Okay, first off, this trend, man. 6-7, come on. Come on, guys, really? I feel like they planned that. I don't know. Rank 2000. I think this was implemented the couple weeks before the 11th anniversary, right? This was this event. This was this one. No, it was different. It was a different one. No, it was different, but yeah, rank 2000. That was already in there. Can skip that part. Oh my god, the Extreme Z battles. Okay. Out of all the three here in part 1, I liked Gohan's and I like Goku's a lot. I've been using Goku actually. He's pretty phenomenal. Gohan I have not touched yet. I think I forget he's rainbowed. I think he is rainbowed in on my GP account. Trunks, I need to do more with him. I wish that they didn't restrict him to Wicked Bloodline Terrifying Conquerors. I understand why, but at the same time, please don't do that. There are some cases where units should not be restricted, and this is one of them. But he's still pretty decent. But Goku and Gohan overall are insanely good. This event fucking sucked. This event sucks as hell. You're probably wondering, well, if you have the Part 1 LRs and the Part 1 the Daima team, it could definitely work. No. No. This event fucking sucks for two reasons. One, The only way you can actually deal damage correctly and do more work outside of like creating the best team possible to destroy this event was having Majin Ku, the free to play TUR, to actually do the work, and then you can nuke with him. That's probably what they were expecting you to do. But the issue is that the daima, the daima team overall, it was just very limited, bro. Some of the players like me actually didn't even have like a Super Saiyan for mini Goku. Okay, imagine trying to pull for either Carnival Vegeta or Dokkan Fest Daima Goku and try to do this event. Keep in mind that I was just very unlucky to pull them. Okay, so I had more of a struggle trying to complete this event than anything else. I think this event's still up, I believe, because it lasts forever or something like that, right? They put a specified deadline, I believe, right? No, this event's up forever, right? No, it's already gone. Damn, it's already gone. Wow, that's a. Oh yeah, keep in mind this was. What were the events that came out during that time? Was it this, the Dokkan events, and that was it, right? Just that. Oh, and this too. Actually, this was a pretty good event. Random enemies coming out. I'd say that's pretty phenomenal. I liked it. I liked it a lot. What else do we have coming out over here? Oh, this fucking banner. Oh my god. Why? Okay. I feel like the reason they did this was so that, you actually had a banner to summon on to get these guys, but the problem is that, right? Uh, if you're EZA units, they should be on the initial banners that they should respectively be on. So these characters should have, if not, they should have already been part of the Part 1 Carnival banner. But they decided to move some of these characters to this banner, which is probably the most ridiculous thing they've done, in my opinion. And I feel like they should not do this again. Just saying. They should not do this. Yeah, 3 discount multi-summons. No. I will not be I did not summon on this. I do not want to summon on this. And it fucking sucks. Okay, let's move on. The units are great. Except for Vegeta. Gohan is still up for debate. And then these two are great. Well, actually, he got better in part 2. But you see my point, right? They should have not done it that way. They should have not done it this way. I swear they just did it because they wanted to promote the fan meetup in Japan for part 2, but that's it. That's it. That's all they did. And keep in mind, we're in approaching part 2 status right here. So we have a Majin Ku that's made for this event, and then we have these guys, which, by the way, the spread of content between the first week and the second week, keep in mind, it was pretty minimal in part 1, and there's a little more in part 2. A little more. Not a lot, a little more. What else do we have in here? Oh, yeah, these guys. I like these guys. I like the Tamagamis, in my opinion. They're pretty solid. When I say they're incredibly, like, the best free-to-play units in the game, probably the best free-to-play TURs. Yes. Yes. they are pretty good. I like Tamagami 1. I haven't tried Tamagami 2 or Tamagami 3. I have tried them outside, but not in a showcase, so I need to do those. And they're still up where they're still up in up in my backlog of videos that I want to make. I've heard this is not a good event. If you need skill orbs, I'd still do it just because. And then we go up to the part 2 campaign. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that was the only thing they released during that week, huh? Man, that fucking sucks, bro. What is... Oh my god. Well, you have to keep in mind, right? The only major thing that they released, even during the 11th anniversary, was it not this stuff? That was the Genki Damatsuri stuff. Where is it? Where is it? It's the Ultimate Red Zone revamp. There you go. The Ultimate Red Zone revamp. The Friend Point Summon. Where's the... No, Supreme Magnificent Battle. What's the Red Zone one? Isn't it... Damn. Damn. They were still moving the freaking artificial life form red zone stage. But yeah, this event and the red zone event were revamped heavily to have all stages of each of their own respective events and just put them all into one thing. Now keep in mind, I don't mind this really, because you can collect stones again. You get more power level from these stages now. Well, they were just revamped and added into here, but still. You can get more stones out of here, so that's pretty good. Let me close out all these. This too. Brand Point Banner was pretty good. I forgot to mention that. Let's go back into here. No, 6. Was it this one? Yeah. New stage added into this. Sure. Dokkan Day. They only gave out stones if I remember correctly. And then yeah, they released the banners. Both the part 2 LRs are fire. This was probably the only part of the anniversary that everyone enjoyed, because who the hell people, if you bring out Super Saiyan 4s and the TOP units, sure, they're gonna be hype. But the animations were fucking good. So, not gonna complain about that. I have them both, thankfully. But I kind of wish I replaced the TOP LRs with Daima Goku. Sure, I would have had it any other way of getting Goku, but I wanted the best LR in the game, and here we are. I'm still using them consistently, as you've seen throughout all my videos, my past videos so far. Who else do we have in here? Oh, I should go back up and see. Top grossing. We got top grossing twice. Forgot to mention that, yeah. Oh, they're EZA. I like their EZA. I feel like their EZA is pretty solid. I know a lot of players were like, no, it's not that great, but I like it. I like them. They're pretty solid. I'm not gonna say no. They're terrible. Oh, that was it for... Wait, what released during their initial... during... Oh. Oh. Oh, the greatest tours. How do I feel about the greatest tours? It was a pretty good typical event, I would say. I wouldn't say I've completed it because, I should have been able to, but it was time limited. Just to keep that in mind, I kind of wish it wasn't. So maybe if they made this more accessible outside, I would probably do this again. But that didn't happen. So I didn't get that wallpaper in time. Oops. Oopsies. Didn't get one. Wow. This is the first time this is the first time I've not gotten a wallpaper. And it's from a time-limited event. That's so dumb. The part 2... Sorry. The 8th anniversary part 1. Dokkan Fest got their ECAs. And they're insane. I need to do these guys because I've already done them. I've already done the Majin Buu Saga guys. Haven't done the GT ones yet. I will plan on doing that sometime soon, but not now. Here it is. I was like, where are they? It's because they're doing the announcement for adding the artificial red life form stages onto this event. So now it's like over 80 plus stages. What else do we have? That's typical Dokkan Day. They re-released harder and stronger versions of these events. I've completed this one. This one was much more doable than whatever the hell they brought into this. So, to keep things in perspective, right? There's 3 stages. They've revamped the original GT Red Zone, and the original Universe Survival Saga, uh, Supreme Magnificent Battle, and modified it into 3 stages. Keep in mind, these are supposed to be a little more difficult than the original stages that they released back when, but most of the stages aren't really that hard, except for the Red Zone's last stage. This third stage fucking sucks, dude. Especially with the first phase. -10 ki and bombs plus damage plus 15% minus 15% health. No, not 15. Freaking 30% health. Are you insane? That's just annoying as fuck. Oh my god. That's why I was never able to beat it. Just that first phase alone is just annoying as hell. But everything else is fine. Just the first phase. I don't know why they did it that way. I'm pretty sure it's because, they want you to rely on links that do give more ki, but at the same time, losing 10 ki is very, very harsh. So I'm pretty sure the moment they release more units that do give ki support, it will help a lot. But it is very annoying. It is doable to beat, but it's just very annoying. That's the only thing I have to say about this, the last stage of the Red Zone. Supreme Magnificent Battle, if you beat the original Goku and Frieza, this is not really that difficult. It's just more rapid pace, so hey, we're gonna do 3 supers on you. Good luck. That's it. It is also annoying too, but I honestly would not care if you use items or not. And then what else do we have? Oh yeah, there is no part EX, so they just tease Dobora, and then we have these guys. That's it. Super ECA into UI, chef's kiss. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing. Loved it. This event, I'd say it's still doable. The global stage is actually a lot more doable than the Japanese stage, in my opinion. Sure, you can definitely beat this without items, but it just takes a long time, dude. It takes an hour to beat the stage, if not more. And thank God it's not like super, super long compared to the festival battles, but still, it's long. It's long, trust me. You'll probably think it's less than like 30, 40 minutes, but no, it's like almost 50 minutes, and not, if not an hour. That's how insane it is. Oh my god. But I still beat both of the stages. I'm cooking, and that's all that matters. Alright, and they gave us this. They didn't tell us any like special new stuff coming other than these two, but they could have. Okay, they did tell us this. I've talked about this before, like I'd say 7 months ago. If you guys want to see that, sure, I'll talk about it. They'll probably announce this during the live stream tonight. By the time I'm recording this, it's the 13th. And they mentioned that on the 13th, they're going to do a Dokkan Producers Letter, which I believe is like an hour long, which is insane. Okay, I guess I'll be watching that tonight. But, yeah. They gave us this. I'm not really going to complain and say no, but I really appreciate it. But that was it. That was everything for the 11th anniversary. The thing I'll say is that distribution of content wasn't really handled well. I feel like if you want to keep the flow going, you have to be consistently sending out a lot of stages that you can do. but don't make them time limited. I understand why you want to make them time limited. It's because, you know, it's the 11th anniversary. You gotta use the best of the best, right? But you also have to consider the different characters that you're going to be using. Oh, I did forget to mention the time limited buff characters, which were, they mentioned them in here. Yeah, here we go. The Tech Go Bros, Physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and then AGL UI, and then Int Evolution Blue Vegeta. They all got time buffed, and I believe they're done with their buffs, right? They're now gone, if I remember correctly. But if you use them during the 11th anniversary, you were cooking. And also, have to throw this in here, because they are time limited buff characters. I believe they costed 2 redstones in the bottle shop. So if you didn't have them, they were a pretty good pickup, especially the 6th anniversary LRs, because their ECAs, they're still pretty good. Especially AGL UI Gokus. AGL UI Goku is still damn disgusting. He is great. Not too crazy now, but he's still pretty good. I like his ECA. I still use him from time to time here and there. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. Uh, I'd say part 2 was better than part 1, of course. Part 2 anniversary units are insane. They're literally still one of the best units, even though the part 1 anniversary units are still up there with them as well. ECAs, depending on how you perceive it, I'd say ECAs are pretty solid here and there. Not a home run, but they were still hit or misses here and there. But I can give this anniversary an overall 6 out of 10, probably. If not, 5 out of 10. Units are great. Content, distribution, and content itself, it's a little hit or miss. They hit in some, they didn't do well in some. It's just flat out that, yeah. Can't really complain about, you know. No, actually you can. You can complain about how the events were done. But I feel like that should have been the case. And there's also a player survey, which I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to go more in the 11th anniversary route. I'll probably do the survey as a separate video as well to give my thoughts on this. But I wanted to say overall, the 11th anniversary was probably a 6 out of 10 at best. And just leave it off from there. Yeah. Anyways, let me know how you guys feel about the 11th anniversary overall. Not too great, not too happy, but I'm satisfied with the units. At least that is the positive side of things. But let me know how you guys feel about this. Let me know how you guys feel about the 11th anniversary. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.